I think we're live.
Oh, well, it's good to be back.
Yep. What do you mean? Back from what? I guess you had a trip.
Yeah, back home. Feels like it's been a long time
Where
since
is
you've done this.
Biloxi? Biloxi?
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Never go.
Really?
Never go.
You didn't lose that much money. I thought it would be fun.
$380.
Oh, that's a hefty chunk of change.
It's the most I've ever lost.
Gambling?
Do you ever gamble?
I do it online a decent amount.
Oh,
Not
okay. A
that's
decent
crazy.
amount. I'm
You
addicted.
get a free $1 on this account named on stake, and I'll just put my $1 in, see how far I can go.
Yeah, I was on a bachelor party, and some of these guys are high rollers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but one guy would put $1,500 in chips on one hand.
I know who it is. That's an absolute absurd bet.
We'd be playing blackjack. He would do your cash was, it was a $10 buy-in. So I'm throwing like $10 every time. $10. Occasionally I'm like, I'll throw 20. I got to hit some of these times if I'm ever going to make money.
There's
Can't
no way
lose
I
three
lose
times.
3 times.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what this guy thought.
That's the knack.
And he would say,
what were the first 2 bets? 10, 1500?
And he would lose a few, and he'd say, I'm feeling a so-and-so hand.
About to get high.
And then he would put a stack of $1,500 chips. Everyone in the casino was even looking at him like, holy cow, man.
Who is this?
Who is this guy?
What a boss.
And then he would lose, and then he would yell at his little brother for making him lose. But he didn't really.
But the little brother seemed like he was the worst one of the whole trip.
Hunt also was a jerk. He was a jerk.
Drive that name.
Yeah. Sully and Hunt. Sully. I can't do it for too long. Sully would be. He was gambling nuts, man. I don't know what he might have ended up plus money. He might have, but I just don't know. I don't know.
At least he doesn't have any big events in his life.
Yeah. I don't know what he's telling his future wife, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
She doesn't listen.
Sully would be there, and Hunt would be at the other table. Sully would hit or whatever. Hunt had an 8 and a 2, so a 10.
That's a good score. Double down on that.
Yeah. I don't know if he doubled down, but he definitely hit. Mm-hmm. And Sully was hammered, and he's like, "Let her bust. He's like, Hunt hits on a 10, gets a 10. He's at like 20. The lady had like a 12, so she hits
9.
She gets something like maybe something that got her a good hand, like a 20 or 21. So Sully was letting Hunt have it because the queen that he hit should have been hers. But anyone would have hit on a 10.
Obviously.
But man, they were at the table like brawling.
Across the table?
Oh man, yeah, across like, you effing idiot! I can't believe you! I'm going to kill you!
Yeah, there's no way you don't hit on a 10. No.
Yeah.
And then you still might lose.
Did you make bacon?
No, I made sausages for dinner.
It smells just like bacon.
I mean, it comes from the same animal once you heat it up.
Yeah, but sausage typically smells like maple syrup.
It's just like those 4-pack sausages that Mom used to buy.
Man, I'm never gambling again.
$380, you'll get it back.
Not gambling.
That's the only way you can get it back.
I hate the casino.
Yeah, all right.
Hit it. Got to keep on watching, and that we do, folks.
That we do. But I'm glad we don't have to watch Black Mirror anymore.
Yeah, I'm done with the show.
I hope they stop.
Yeah, me too.
But knowing them, they'll probably make like, oh, this was season 6. I could have seen them
6.
Like season 6, episode 6, 60-minute episode, just to really add on to the whole dementia. Oh no, that's not what that means.
This episode wasn't like so bad, but it wasn't good.
I like enjoyed this more, but my moral high ground was being messed with the whole entire time.
Yeah, because you're totally rooting for the demon.
You're rooting for the demon and the girl, and they're just killing people off.
Yeah.
But I laughed out loud at the end of this episode. I don't know if I was supposed to, but it ended pretty funny.
When they're walking off,
No, and like
bomb
when
goes.
Armageddon actually happens.
Yeah.
You would think in classic Black Mirror fashion
That she would be nuts.
She would be psycho.
That
It
would be
pan
the
out.
only thing that would make this episode make sense, being
Yeah.
Black Mirror, because it's just
But
completely
I'm glad it
flipped
ended
the switch.
like this.
Yeah, but now it's just a different show.
Yeah, it's a completely different show, but maybe it was because there was this whole like the whole thing's about like these racist people or these terrible people, and then if in the
At least it's in England,
yeah,
and it's anti-Indian.
yeah,
we're
back.
lucky. We're not
hands
on.
up.
We're not in on this.
Yeah, that's
This is
not
on
us,
you
that was
guys.
England, 1979, I believe.
I wonder if that was a real thing. They were like trying to stop
What does
immigration of
NF
the
mean on
Indians.
Doors.
Get the
Reformers?
NF out of here. The National Federation, something like they mention it. It was like something. I think that guy's like political party in the
That
show,
was what it was called, National Federation.
something like that.
Yeah, I heard this British dude making stand-up comedian. There's only one good British stand-up comedian. Don't know
And
his
it
name.
is
The guy who always roasts the Americans on stage. They always invite him to like the Emmys, and Ricky Gervais.
Ricky
Also,
Gervais. Yeah, he's the
British
guy.
Michael Scott.
He's that dude.
Yeah, he's classic. Just 5 minutes of just roasting all these people, calling them pedophiles, and then he's like, "I don't care about any of y'all. See ya."
I'll never be back.
Goes back to England. What a beast.
What
But
a
yeah, so
beast.
this dude was making this joke, and he was like, "Yeah, my father voted green." Like, I guess it's like a bad party, like depending on what
in
you
the
say.
show,
No, in this stand-up comedian.
Ricky Gervais.
No, another guy. I got sidetracked multiple times. But I just don't. I mean, voting green seems insane. What's the other color? Like, we had red and blue. Or
I feel like
green and
voting
purple.
green means like you're voting to go to electric cars and not burn trash.
Oh, you think that's what?
Lame.
I thought it was like blue is Democrat, red is Republican, green is whatever they got going on over there. And Great
I
Britain.
imagined it was like I'm voting for like
now that you say that, it makes
global warming.
way more sense.
anti-global
But it's
warming.
no, but the way he said the joke, it was like, and he's voting green. You never are like, oh, I want there to be less trash on the ground. I want less emissions into the air. And then people are like, ugh,
I think some people are like for that.
more emissions.
Less emissions.
Yeah, everybody's for less emissions. They just don't want to give up. Like, I don't want to recycle to get there or have to drive an electric car.
What would it take for you to recycle?
A gun to my head. I mean, it would have to always be there.
Yeah.
It'd have to be like every time like I had a piece of paper in my hand and I'm like looking at my bin,
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to see like a red dot like on my chest, and I'd be like, oh, fine.
I mean, if I had the bin and they would come pick it up, sure, I would recycle. I would definitely recycle cardboard boxes if they found a way for me to do it.
Well,
you
I'd
know,
keep
because I
my
have a
cardboard
zillion.
Yeah,
How m-
especially now. You have a zillion? I've been asking for them for years.
I did. I was throwing them away in the trash.
I was burning mine for a while.
Yeah,
I bought
yeah.
a lot of stuff.
That's the
in here.
best way to get rid of them.
Oh yeah, especially like when you put some plastic in that fire pit, you start getting a little bit hazy.
You know,
The
I
air
caught
goes
some-
green.
I caught some carpet on fire and I had to get the hell out of there.
Oh man, one time
I set us
Hudson-
back. I set us all back big time.
Yeah, for sure. Hudson was like, "Oh, bro, burn the styrofoam." And so we're burning cardboard boxes and we're burning styrofoam, and he just like stacks on the top, and I'm like, "Dude, that right there is a really bad idea." And he's like, "No, it's just gonna turn. You know how like 5 gum wrappers turns the fire green?
Blue,
He's like,
yeah.
"He's like, it's just gonna turn the fire blue." I'm like, I'm like, there's no way in hell that's what is gonna happen. Turns out I was exactly right. The styrofoam just turns into black tar,
Yeah.
starts leaking through the holes in my fire pit, and starts catching the ground around it on fire.
Wow.
So now there's a fire, and I'm looking at the ground. Ground's on fire. I'm looking at Hudson, waiting for him to do something about it. And
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I didn't wear shoes." So now I'm wearing Crocs, ruin a pair of my Crocs, trying to stomp out this fire. I was furious.
My
Come
God.
to think of it, he owes me a pair of Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, this episode, this girl's like, she's getting battered, bullied, and
Season 6, episode 5, season finale of episode 5. Thank God. I'm tired of this. Tired of being here talking about
that's
this.
usually how it goes for like seasons when we're doing that.
No, because the Last
The
of Us
Last of Us
slapped.
was a good one. We
Ted
stopped
Lasso-
The Mandalorian.
Ted Lasso, I was kind of bored
We
of.
were getting tired of Ted Lasso.
If
but
the
that was
show,
like 10
if
or
the show
12.
wasn't really good, I'm not gonna enjoy doing this.
Yeah,
You know,
very
because
true.
I got to dedicate a week every week. Yeah,
The only
quit on the
good thing
Mandalorian.
about this show, unlike the other shows,
Is it's
it's
fresh
all
start
separate.
every episode.
It's all separate.
Every episode's a fresh
Even
start.
if it's bad.
All right, let's rate this one.
All right. On 3.
Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3. 7.2.
Oh, damn.
You really liked this episode.
I didn't really like it, but I thought it was like, I mean, I was like in it the whole time.
Okay, to 8.0.
Yeah.
So
7.2.
7.6 total.
Yeah, fine with me. I really could care less about this one's rating. It's not crazy high, but whatever.
Okay,
You gonna rate the season?
Yeah, the whole season.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 7.2.
Oh,
I rated it the exact same.
Yeah. And I rate 7.4 for the season.
Yeah.
That's fine
good.
with me. There were some good
Yeah.
episodes. This one was in the middle, so I might have rated it too high. And then they just had that one awful. The last one, season 6.
Yeah, that
episode
one
4.
that one was
I
bad.
almost werewolf. I almost blanked it out of my memory, but now.
What
now
was the
it's back.
second episode? I remember Jones Awful. I
Jones
remember
Awful.
the space one.
Space one,
Last week's werewolf. This week's
Antichrist.
Yeah.
Not really, but kinda.
The demon guy.
And
He was kind of
then-
funny.
Yeah, he was kind of funny. I mean, I don't even remember now. That's crazy.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at the name.
Yeah, right when you see while you're doing that, I'll read my plot summary.
Okay.
The season finale of Black Mirror follows a woman named Nita. Nita spends her days as a sales assistant at a shoe store until the unlikely happens. She unknowingly makes a blood pact with a talisman that was in the store's basement. The reason she was down there? Because her food was too stinky for the white folks. Now Nita finds herself in a position where she must kill 3 people in 3 days. Thankfully, the demon helps Nita separate the good from the bad, and she starts taking out some real bad folks. Her first kill is a pedophile. Good on you, Nita. The second is a man who murdered his own wife. All right with me. But things take a turn for the worst on the third kill. She sets her eyes on the creme de la creme of evil and ends up being arrested before she can complete the contractual agreement. Now, you would think the twist was that it was all in her head, but no. Nita did indeed have a contract, and by not fulfilling it, the world went nuclear, and everyone died.
Yeah, I guess the twist was that there was no twist.
Yeah. To end the whole thing. Oh boy, I hope they stop. We're out of ideas. We pushed through all the Cybertronic stuff.
Yeah. So before this season came out, I mean, it's been years since Black Mirror had a season come out, and they said that they were preventing the release of this season because it was so dark, and they didn't want to do that during COVID.
Why was it so dark?
It wasn't. It's all BS. They didn't have a single idea. They didn't even
That's
start
a
the
good thing
season,
to say,
and
though.
they were like, "Oh, it was so dark. We didn't want to release it." And after watching, I'm like, "No, you guys were just out of ideas."
Yeah,
This sucks.
There's been shootings that happened, and then Stranger Things latest season. I think they were like, we're gonna push this back a bit because we
Yeah.
don't want anything like that. So that one made sense. This one, I bet they were like,
Yeah.
hold off on that.
The season 6 episode 2 was Lock Henry. That one when the guy's mom's a murderer.
The
That one's
documentary.
pretty
That
good.
one
So
was
they
pretty
were
good.
all pretty good, but it's just not as interesting as it used to be.
If you averaged all of our scores, that one score with the werewolf would have taken this down to a 6.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah. Okay, plot summary. Black Mirror continues to give itself a facelift, trying to turn itself from a pretty sci-fi chick to an average-looking fantasy one. In this episode, a Macy's shoe attendant releases a demon from an ancient talisman. The demon, who imitates Boney M's Bobby Farrell, tells our protagonist that she must murder 3 people in 3 days or else the world will end. With 3 down, but 1 not counting, will the protagonist get her 4th murder before the clock strikes midnight and save the planet? No.
And it.
Planet?
Dude, honestly, how many? Okay, let's imagine we went to nuclear warfare, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you're just bah, 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 pressing as many nukes as you got, or you think we release all of them at the same time? Because once shit hits the fan, nobody's press the button. Like everybody's just dead.
Yeah, do you think they're gonna try and kill everyone else? Dickens.
I mean, I think nuclear warfare is just like, okay, nobody wants to be here anymore.
I don't think that you really try to just push all
You're
the
just trying
buttons at
to,
a
so
time.
you're
You got to
trying
be a
hit
little
the-
strategic with
trying
it.
to hit like New York.
Yeah, yeah,
maybe,
we're
like,
going from
Atlanta's
Moscow.
the airport.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
always a scary one, but I think I'm far away enough.
Which one?
Atlanta's airport.
Oh,
There's
no,
so
we're
much
fine.
traffic going through that airport. You don't
We're
want to drop
fine.
an H-bomb on there? What the hell? A hell bomb?
What the hell's going
I
on
don't
here?
want to say it.
I never think of that at all.
Oh, I mean,
Every time you go to
It's
the
already out
airport,
of my
you're like, you're like, I'm gonna blow up.
huh?
Every time you go to the airport, you're worried about blowing
Oh,
up.
absolutely not. And I certainly wouldn't say any of that out loud if I was in an airport. But I can tell you, most things like germs and stuff,
Every
Yeah.
time I get on an airplane, I say it's gonna crash. That way I know it's
it's all
not.
your friends.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing y'all do.
Yeah. We're like, oh, this thing's totally gonna crash. That way, yeah, I love that
gif,
gif.
it's hilarious.
It's this
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, it's from Harold and Kumar, and
Yeah.
when he's dressed in his Muslim garb, and he
No,
says
he's
at the
not. He's like, well, it's how the white dude behind
yeah,
him.
yeah,
sees
yeah.
this
Like
Middle
it's
Eastern
like
guy.
yeah. He's like that guy sees me like this, and he's wearing like a turban,
And
and he's like,
doesn't
oh,
see
the
it.
plane's going to crash. Every time one of my friends is on an airplane,
Yeah.
we send that to each other.
Which is bonkers how that started, but
Well, because I started it by saying, well, if you say the plane's going to crash, it's definitely not.
yeah.
You know, that'd be wild. My plane's going to crash. Haha. Boom, dead.
He called it.
Yeah, so at least I would have that going for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gif is hilarious.
Yeah, there are some good gifts out there, and that's definitely one of them. Tell you what, I don't know if we've complained about this enough or if we've talked about it. The whole Netflix situation.
Oh
so-
my God.
They got me by the balls, but
So-
I want to be done with them so bad.
Yeah.
I just want to be out of there, man.
Now, are we? Can we be?
Here's what's happening with me. I can't watch Netflix in my living room because it's like, whoa, this isn't your house. But then I can put it on my TV in my bedroom late at night. So I don't know if it's like only one person can watch it at a time type thing.
So is it saying that, is it like what they were saying that you can only watch it in one house, but you're letting you switch houses?
I don't know. I think it's like only one at a time.
Oh my God. I'm about ready to cut them off.
It pisses me off every time. And like, I don't know what to like compare it to, but you think you're gonna get into the episode. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
thank God, I can finally watch this. Netflix has been screwing with me for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you'll like press like season 1, episode 1, and then it's like, whoa.
It's horrendous.
You on vacation or something? I'm like, no. We paid $20.
Yeah.
Somebody pays $20.
I should just let mom and dad have it. Quit on it. Now that I'm
Yeah.
not watching Black Mirror, I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
something
anything-
else is gonna pop up, and we're like, oh,
Let's say F them.
F them.
Let's say F them.
You know what? F you.
Yeah, F you, Netflix. Let's say F them.
It's funny too. 'cause
I'm taking me and all of our listeners with me.
Yeah,
We're
you're
done.
gonna be screwed, man.
Yeah, bro. You are
You
busted.
messed with the wrong podcaster.
Unless you do this. Here's your one thing
Let's
you could
go,
do.
guys.
You could yeah, come on
That's
guys.
fine.
Let's go. We're out of here.
Yeah. But
You guys
what
could
do they gotta
sponsor us and then we will review everything that Netflix
do?
makes
I will sit here
exclusively.
in a Netflix hoodie and a Netflix hat.
But for the love of God, at least let us have access to it. I
And
mean,
I'll-
shit.
I'll say, you know what? That Kevin Hart movie was pretty good.
Hey, you know that Kevin James movie?
I can't get enough of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'll be all over it, bro. I mean, I don't hate either of those guys.
You know that Kevin James movie when he plays a babysitter and the I'm just imagining something they would
yeah,
make.
that would be on
So
there.
Kevin James being a
Yeah.
babysitter.
Kevin James is too fat. For
Daddy
football.
Daycare 3 with Kevin James.
There you go.
That would be a movie.
Yeah, I'd see it if Netflix would sponsor us.
Wow, how about that Netflix movie when they got 24 of the biggest stars and it didn't
It all
suck this
sucked.
time.
Oh man, throw 3 stars into a movie, promote the hell out of it, say it's number 1. How do we even know it's actually number 1 most streamed?
What was that movie with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot and The Rock? And I never
It's
saw
like,
it.
that one was decent.
And it said it was the most watched movie like
I think
all
it
year.
always is.
How?
I mean, they can push that movie. It gets released. It gets streamed a bunch the first week or whatever, and then they push it up to number 1, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got to see
Not
this."
after we're done with them.
And then you're left feeling empty inside. You're like, "Oh man." Dwayne the Rock Johnson playing Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He's got one role. Don't like that guy anymore.
So this one starts with this Indian girl working in a shoe department, practically
Yeah.
a Macy's.
And
She's eating
everybody's
lunch,
introduced to her.
and
Yeah.
she's eating lunch, and the girl that works with her, who's a douchebag, comes in and goes, "Yeah, I can smell that."
Yeah.
No, she's like, "I'm eating lunch." She's like, "Yeah, I can smell that." I'm like, "Who?" Harsh.
Yeah, and then the girl, the white lady says to the Indian lady, she's like, "Yo, there's a customer out front. Turns out it's a murderer."
Decent.
And the girl's like, our main character's like, "Well, I'm eating lunch right now." And she's like, "Well, there's only 5 minutes left until I go on lunch. So if I take care of this customer, I'm going to end up missing some of my lunch. So you should go take care of."
I'm going to literally miss my lunch.
Yeah.
If you
I'm in lunch.
Yeah.
And also, we saw the whole conversation with the murderer dude. Took 2 minutes tops.
Yeah. When she found out what she had to do, you knew the first person to go was that lady at the store.
Oh, I
Oh,
wrote
she
in my
gonna
notes, I
go.
said,
Gone her.
You can't kill her.
Oh,
I mean, in
'cause you
this
would know.
I mean,
You would know.
it seemed like she was going to jail, and obviously at the very end, obviously she was going to jail.
Yeah.
But like, you can't do it. Like,
Yeah.
you can't have a vendetta against that person. They would have been like, "Yo."
It's true.
But she
too
went to a
obvious.
bar and then like followed the murderer out and was like, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna kill this guy." Did it terribly too.
Then her boss tells her to eat her stinky lunch downstairs.
Yeah. Well,
The
so I
lunch
gotta-
thing. You can't tell a foreigner that their lunch is stinky.
No.
That's
And
racist
I mean,
as it gets.
Indian cuisine, I can't think of much.
Oh, I mean, I
other
can
than-
smell it.
Yeah,
I
but
can
it's
smell it
also
right now.
slaps.
Yeah, it
Just try
slaps.
it. Curry's beast.
Yeah, curry's beast.
I can't think of any others.
It's just, I think it's just curry.
Yeah,
Wait,
strictly.
what about that pita place? Is that Indian? Cause that shawarma,
Shawarma?
shawarma,
Shawarma?
is shawarma.
Shawarma.
What about no? That's not the word that everyone messes up. What's the euro?
Falafel?
Gyro?
I think it's Euro.
Gyro? I think it's euro.
I think people say hero. I think that's dumb.
I think you're supposed
I think
to-
it's Euro.
I think there's a little bit of phlegm in it too. Yeah, like that.
That's
I
way
think
too
you
much
actually just got.
Yeah, but I mean, the only thing I don't like is those. I think it's falafel. I think falafel's disgusting, but I don't want to.
baklava. I don't like
Is baklava in like the little brown balls?
No,
Where
I
are the
think
little
that's
brown
fine.
balls?
hush puppies.
Love those. we
Yeah.
took falafel and did it right. We took out all the weird stuff.
Yeah. Hush puppy is good falafel. I think you're right on
I
falafel.
think falafel.
That
is
stuff's
the
not
ball.
very good.
Didn't love it.
Grape leaves.
Grape leaves are one of my favorite appetizers.
Is this
of all
Greek
entire time.
food?
We should do favorite appetizers. Because grape leaves would be up there for me.
Is
Also,
Greek
ahi
food
tuna from
Mediterranean? I
Longhorn.
think that's Mediterranean food.
pita, Mediterranean.
Is Indian Mediterranean? I feel like it's on the Mediterranean Sea, right?
Oh, I went to Samoa's. I believe that's Indian cuisine. There was an Indian place across from me when I lived in Doraville.
Mm-hmm.
Samoas, something like that.
Yeah.
Samoa's a cookie.
The best.
We're getting there though.
Yeah.
Curry slaps. Anyways,
Baklava is like a cookie or something, and I don't
Baklava.
think it's any good.
yeah, Stanley
sweet.
Hudson hated it.
Smells like dates.
No, all I eat now is
Baklava.
Yeah,
Do you want some cake, Stanley? No.
yeah. That was when the whole office was losing weight for like a week.
So yeah, they can smell her stinky lunch.
So they
He
send her
says,
to the
How
basement
about instead of your curry, you have like a cheese and ham sandwich?
with just the cheese if you're one of those people that don't
Doesn't
eat
need ham.
Yeah,
I just
that's
thought the
like-
cheese and ham was hilarious.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
wonder how much different that tastes than the ham and cheese.
Yeah, true.
This time, the cheese goes first.
Listen, can we just call it a ham and cheese? Sounds way better. Yeah, but I put my cheese on first.
Yeah, it's funny, like
The
things
cheese
like
and
that
ham.
that are just barely different. Like,
Yeah.
how did someone come from England and to America and think,
Anybody want a jelly and peanut butter sandwich?
like, we need to change this to be better?
I think that's what we did as Americans for everything that those weirdos say overseas.
Yeah.
Because the Brits, they say some stuff that you're just like,
Tomato biscuit.
little bit of banter.
Yeah, that's definitely a cookie,
I like
chief.
the word banner, actually.
Is that even a British word?
Yeah, banter is just like I think it's like having
A chatting, a
yeah,
chat.
a little
Yes,
back and
but I didn't
forth.
know that a banter was a British word.
Did you hear the way you just said
I
it?
said it like this because I'm talking about a British chat.
I'm trying to think of some other stuff, but I just can't right now. Scallywag, they say that all the time over
You're
there.
thinking of pirates. They say, "Arr." I
So do you think so she gets into the basement.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking at all these like news articles. Do you
Yeah,
think
what
that
the
was
dickens was up with that?
were those murders that the last talisman person committed? Maybe
Probably,
the dude
probably.
that owned
The
the shoe
talisman.
store.
Why was the talisman down there?
I have no idea. Maybe it was just like that's just where it lied. I don't know. Why is any of this?
She
demented
also was
stuff
already fake murdering people. She definitely seemed like she could have been nuts.
Oh, she
Maybe
had
she
mad rage. I mean, rightfully so, because she's just like putting on like a fake front, and then they're just saying some like
Your
horrendous
curry
things.
stinks.
Yeah, and she's just like,
Eat
okay,
it in the
I'll
basement.
eat it in the basement. Like, tell her to go to like
How about this? I'll give you 10 extra minutes
The food
to eat
court.
lunch. Eat that outside.
yeah, go to the food court, just sit on a bench, have a nice lunch, then come back.
Yeah.
No,
Not the frickin'
then
basement.
it's everybody else's problem.
Where the murder talisman is.
No, I can't go to that mall. It smells like shit. In the basement. No, but anyway, so she like opens up this drawer and pricks her finger, and I was like, blood oath. The second I saw her prick her finger, I said,
Oh,
I was
really?
like, blood oath.
Wow.
I mean, like, cause in the front you see like the dude from the actor or the singer songwriter, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And like you see like his shadow behind it, and it's like the devil. So I was like,
Oh, you saw behind her?
behind him, like the poster is like him like making like a little like gesture or something, and then behind him his shadow is like the demon form.
Ah, didn't notice that.
So I was right.
It's a
on
blood
that
oath.
though.
That's a blood oath.
That's a blood oath.
That's
Can't get
a
out
blood
of
oath.
those.
And it was.
Yeah, it would have been funny. Like he starts getting like a little bit sensitive, our demon, because he switches to like that guy.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if he was like still like doing all that sensitive stuff, but he just looked like a demon.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know how hard it is for me out there.
They didn't want to show the demon.
No, obviously
Too
not.
much
I didn't want
money.
to see him.
Yeah, yeah. But I was like, I wonder what the demon looks like.
We saw him.
They didn't really show him.
They show him at the front. I mean, just your classic
Oh, like a dark
giant
cloud.
dog with horns.
Yeah, yeah. You saw his horns, but you didn't see his face or anything.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have much of one.
He was a shadow of a man
Yeah,
because he didn't have enough money to show the demon.
I know. Tough luck.
Guy's name was Gap,
Gap.
and he was played by, I mean, I don't know who played him, but he was supposed to be a member of the band. I wrote it down in my plot summary.
Yeah, Mbappe.
He was Boney M's Bobby Farrell. Guy was for Ruben. They sang that song.
They sung the song on the TV.
Yeah,
and I was
well,
like, that song
Rasputin.
slaps.
Oh, yeah, Rasputin.
Yep, exactly. And
Yeah.
it's a good song.
I added it.
Yeah.
They always have.
I should have added it.
They always have some bangers.
Yeah, I like a good playlist at least. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy talk about someone who does it right.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, all he knows is one piano key, but he still gets you going with it. Boom.
Okay, so Demon says she's got to kill 3 people in 3 days, or else Armageddon's going to happen. Nuclear holocaust. She doesn't want to do it. Obviously, she's a pretty good person, but she's leaving, and the demon can like see what's up with people. He can see into their soul. This guy she sees under a bridge because she's freaking out about seeing a demon,
Panicking.
and he's like, "Hey, this is a perfect time to kill this
Hello,
guy."
love. You're right over there. And
Yeah,
he's like, oh, you should kill him. He is the worst.
he rapes his daughter, and she's
Yeah.
going to commit suicide at 28.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
she
probably
was
the
8, so she had
best
20 years left.
Person to murder.
a
Honestly, they
really
were
good-
like, murderers don't count to murder. You know how she murdered the murderer and that didn't count?
yeah.
This guy's way worse than the guy who murdered his wife. I mean, who
Yeah.
knows what his wife did?
Yeah.
This
he
was
even
just
said that he loved her in the end. He said I was a pretty good husband.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. This guy was not a good dad.
Yeah,
He
no
was
one
just-
blames Chris Brown for beating up Rihanna. I'm just kidding.
No one knows the whole
Was it
story.
Chris Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad guy.
Bad guy? I
think
mean,
so.
obviously, after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But, like,
You don't beat Rihanna. That's the
True.
queen.
Very true. But also, it's not like it, like, hurt his career any.
It
People
surely
are still
didn't.
like-
It's crazy.
It's like, even girls, especially, are like, oh, damn, Chris Brown.
Yeah. He's getting old, though.
Yeah. He's slowing down.
Feel like they got new
His
guys.
punches are getting softer.
Yeah. You could definitely take him.
At least 10 more. But yeah.
He only hits chicks.
Yeah.
You should be fine.
Has he hit another chick?
I feel like once you hit a chick, you're like all about it.
Where are you getting hooked?
Kind of like doing drugs.
Yeah, it's like meth. Try it once. And all you want to do is hit her again.
Something about hitting that chick was a lot of fun. It was so easy.
That didn't hurt my hand nearly as much as I would have expected.
Yeah. Piece of shit. I'll say that about him.
Yeah, how did she get the brick in her hand? Because the demon's
Then
like...
the demon kind of just put it there.
Yeah, but he couldn't interact with anything else.
Maybe she picked it up to like throw it in the lake.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't really need a description.
But he was like, "Oh, you got a brick in your hand right there," and she was like, "Oh shit, I do have a brick in my hand."
Okay. So yeah, and then she beats him down with the brick.
Yeah. Then he shows her a vision.
That girl one hit with a brick. I think I could take and be alive.
Knocked out. Okay, well, one hit with the brick, knocked out into a lake. You drown before you wake up.
I think if I get knocked out into a lake, I'm gonna wake up.
I almost think I've thought the same thing before. I almost think you're like in a comatose state where you can practically breathe underwater.
Okay, I think like the opposite. Like, yeah, I'm knocked out, but if you poured water on my face, I'm gonna wake up.
Yeah, that's from sleeping.
Yeah.
Not getting hit in the head with a brick.
I think it's kind of the same. Like
So
the
you
same
don't
as
think
being
you can breathe
like if you're
underwater
really
if you're knocked out?
drunk and you're knocked out because you're really drunk. If someone pours a bucket of water on you, you pop right up.
Depends on how drunk you are and what time it is.
You think you've been more drunk than a bucket of water and wake up?
You fall asleep drunk, and then people drew on your face and stuff.
Oh, people, that happens all the time. They're not
It's
pouring
marker.
water. It's marker. It's not a bucket of
I
water.
said, "Why, please
Stop it.
stop it."
Yeah, I bet you were the one holding the marker, weren't you, Picasso?
No, I said it was
I
my
don't even
Christmas
recall
party.
which time you're talking about.
It was we were at like Jade's house.
There's so many.
Yeah.
Choose?
Jade, that girl Jade,
Ah.
and then you fell asleep. Well, I said, "Why? Come on, please." And then he said, "He fell asleep, dude. It's got to happen." Drew on your face.
You definitely did it, didn't you?
Okay, well now I'm glad they did it, you bitch. Because I was being a nice brother that day.
I couldn't
and you
imagine
pointed the
Wad
finger at
drawing
me.
on my face.
Wad said he didn't draw on it. He just let it happen. And I
You
was
said,
like, I was
"Wad,
back here.
You gotta
I
stop
said,
them.
"God, please." It's embarrassing now. They're starting to draw a wiener.
Well,
Wad
you
said,
know.
let it be.
What you gonna do?
That's what I
Okay,
never trust
so
them.
she bops that guy over the head. He's a child molester. His own daughter. He's the absolute scum of the
There's
earth.
no- yeah.
That's the number one guy you want to take out. What other
Sure.
kind of people would you be looking for to be like, hey? Also, first of all, I wouldn't do this.
Obviously.
I
What if
would
I had to.
if I had to. If I had this come up, I'd be like,
Yeah,
I'm not
something
gonna go to the end of the world and be a murderer. I'd rather just take my chances not being a murderer.
True.
You know, like-
I just start praying.
Yeah,
'Cause,
like, dude, I'm not gonna go murder people.
Yeah.
All of a
And then
sudden,
Armageddon
and
happens.
just believe you. You're some freak demon.
You're a
You're a
demon.
demon. You might be lying to me. Like, hey, I just tricked you into murdering 3 people, idiot.
Yeah.
So I'm not
And
murdering
you're still
people.
getting nuked. She
But-
murdered 3, got nuked, and then ended up going to the endless void, which a demon said is the worst torture you could ever go through. And she's like, why the hell not?
I think she was nuts, and maybe she was just imagining the end of the earth.
No.
Yeah,
No,
She
you
had
can
to
hope that, but it happened.
she was nuts.
I was like, dude, you better hold her hand or something, because like the nuke was coming for her.
Oh,
What
well,
if
you
she
thought
had
they were
died
gonna
in
just
the
like
hell?
evaporate? What's it called in Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Yeah, do one of those. Touch a boot, port key
yeah.
over to
I
the
didn't know what
endless,
was gonna happen,
endless
but I
vacuum
figured
realm.
if she got blown up by the nuke before they like
She'd
made
be
a
screwed.
connection, she would just go to hell.
I think
Because at that point, she killed
Yeah.
3 people and 1 innocent man. But anyways,
which
so-
people are you looking for to kill? Meanwhile, you got this demon telling you what these people are really
Oh, I'm
like.
going right to a nursing home.
Oh yeah, and then
going to,
finding
like,
out which ones were
Are
bad
the
as well.
worst in the nursing home?
That one was a Nazi.
Or I'd be like, hey man, maybe like even this.
Hillary Clinton. You would
No,
save
we're
more
not
lives.
going- We're not going down that road.
Imagine how many lives you would save.
Could you imagine if they were so near death? Like sometimes when like I thought for a split second when they were nearing death, they might be able to catch a glimpse of the demon behind her.
Yeah.
Like, what? So you explain it. You go to an old folks home. You're like, listen, I'm pretty much the angel of death. You want to go? And they're like, yeah. And then I'm just like, and then I'm out of there.
Yeah, like that one
Quick
lady
stabs.
trying on shoes when he was like, hey, this lady wants to die. And I'd be like, you should probably take this one.
I would have been.
That's
I mean,
an
like,
easy
yeah,
one.
if you had to do it to somebody that wants to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Except
you
for
would
if
have
it's like
said.
someone who's depressed, then you're like, hey, therapy's cool.
I thought you would have said you were going to take like the Epstein list and just find out which ones were the worst.
No,
on the
well,
list.
I would have done that if this was like, there's an anime called Death Note.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is write down a person's name in the Death Note, and you can specify how they die or anything like that. But if you don't specify, they just die of a heart attack.
Wow.
So the first name I would have written in a Death Note would be Jeffrey Epstein.
Isn't
Just to
he
make
dead?
sure.
That's a good one.
Because we really don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, his nose looked different, his chin looked different. They were like, hey, the security guards went
What
out
if
for
you
lunch.
wrote
now
down
he's
like
dead."
Adolf Hitler and he died?
I don't know if you would know. You wouldn't even know if Jeffrey Epstein died.
But if you had this demon on your shoulder, like, did Adolf Hitler really die? And he didn't.
He's definitely dead now. I don't think he died, though.
They were
I
like,
think there was like Hitler spottings in Cuba.
I was a little confused by the Hitler thing. They were like, he committed suicide, maybe,
Deal
or
with
he might have he might have lived out his days in Antarctica. Nobody really knows.
I thought it was like Cuba,
Something.
somewhere. He did all right after.
He probably could have fit in with the Cubans with that little mustache of his.
I think that's the first thing to go. I think he's doing a little. I think he's shaking up his hair a little bit and shaving the stash, and then
Yeah.
he's just like,
This is me.
"I'm American."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But
so we
man.
write down Epstein. We find out if he dies. Guy
That's if
says-
it was the Death Note, because I thought I would have been like, "Yo, this is the easiest thing in the world." I would have Google searched "world's evilest people,"
Yeah.
and then maybe, and then I would just wrote down, "Bam, bam, bam, 3," handed it back to the devil.
Yeah, but that list could be a little biased because you type that on, and Donald Trump's gonna be first
yeah.
on Google.
I mean, I would
I'm not gonna kill the Don.
I'm not gonna do top 3. I doubt he can't be top 3 right now.
No, not on the most evil.
Yeah,
Hillary Clinton.
I don't like her.
I think
she
she's.
might be one of the worst
I
people
would
in
ask
the
the
whole
demon,
entire
and
world.
he'd be like, "Yo, he's really been involved with some shit.
Oh, you know how like the demon's like,
She's too evil. You
Yeah,
can't
they're
kill
like,
her."
"No."
Yeah,
She's pretty much a sworn-in member.
yeah. We don't really want that one gone, do we?
No, she's doing too much for the cause. But yeah, so I'll go to an old person's home, just talk to him. Be
Mhm.
like, hey, how much pain are you in? Here's a little poison pill. Take this whenever you want.
Ever heard of cyanide, my guy?
Then somebody else just get cyanide. Oh yeah, Oppenheimer tried to cyanide his teacher just for
That
like
was nuts.
it was like, oh, you're not very good at labs, are you, Oppenheimer? And he's like, I'll show you what's good at labs.
I'll show you science.
Poison apple.
Yeah. His grandson like made a fuss about that. He was like, it's not proven he ever tried to kill his teacher, and you guys are just putting that in a movie. It's a pretty bold accusation.
Oh, the grandson was pissed.
Yeah, he was like, you guys probably shouldn't be doing that. You're
Oh.
saying that he tried to murder a guy.
Oh yeah, well you're from a generation of your family has murdered hundreds of thousands. You're doing way worse than us with one little poison apple.
Who are you talking about?
I mean, Oppenheimer killed 100,000, 200,000.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, dude, you might as well be related to Hitler in a different way. I mean, on
Hitler
this
killed
side,
like
we won.
4 million.
Oh, he killed millions.
Some of them just told me that the other day, and it's still jaw dropping.
I saw this video, and it was
What
like
an
these
asshole.
two Jewish guys. They're Jewish, and the joke is cool. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, dude, I made a time machine. And he's like, wait, you made a time machine? He's like, yeah. I mean, I got a time machine. What do you want to do? And he's like, well, obviously, we got to go back in time, kill baby Hitler. So like, all right. I mean, yeah, duh. I mean, as a Jewish member of society, we have to do that. Go back in time, kill baby Hitler, come back, they walk outside, and it's just like Jew City. And it's like hundreds of Jews just like walking down the street. I don't know how they did it. Maybe like somewhere in New York.
Is this an episode of Rick and Morty?
No, it's like there was two
Yeah.
real people. And then they just both look at each other and they say, a lot of Jews. And then that's the whole video. But It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eesh.
It's a lot of Jews.
That's
Wow.
nuts. 4 million
Who
people.
did you say you would kill?
Ooh.
I didn't. I would never.
No, I'm totally out on this. I was just wondering what you would do.
Yeah. First thing.
What are some of the worst things you can do? Obviously, no one likes child molesters. Those are the first guys to go.
Take them out.
Yeah,
Look
so
at the
I'd
red dots.
What?
Like the red dots on like the map, the molester map.
Yeah.
Don't they have like?
Well, I'd go to prison, I think.
Huh?
Take 3 out at the same time. Because the ones that are walking around the city probably aren't the worst guys.
Well,
in the world.
congratulations! You just made their job a lot easier. They're gonna just push you into the closest jail cell.
Oh, true.
I'm gonna go to prison and kill 3 of them.
Well, can the demon just point you in the direction of the 3 worst child molesters around? You go, you pop their heads off.
I think you gotta look at the map. You find the red dot, and then you.
How bad was it,
Hear
Chief?
the story.
Yeah.
I was drunk. I peed in the playground. There was nobody around. It was midnight. Okay.
Is he telling the truth?
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
All right,
All
next.
right, so yeah, I feel like that's from like a movie. But yeah, they should go.
Okay, her second kill. She goes to the bar. She never drinks. She has 3 triple bourbons.
So 6 shots,
jeez.
just down the
First time drinking?
down the gullet.
You're gonna be
I
hammered.
thought she only drank one of them before she like ran out and was like, "Oh, here's my time. I need to go kill." this dude."
Regardless, if you're trying to be sneaky, don't order a triple bourbon, 2 of them.
2 triple bourbons.
People are gonna be
Also,
like, I remember you.
in a time where you're the only person of ethnic background
Yeah,
in this whole
in
entire
a time where people don't like you either.
and they're keeping their eye on you specifically.
Yeah,
And then you just follow a known murderer out the door. He's dead 2 days later.
that was obvious.
It was not tough.
No.
But
So
she did terrible killing the second guy.
Okay.
Thank God he wanted to go.
And if the guy just sees the back of your head, just keep going.
Huh?
You know, like when she's like, get out of here before the guy sees you.
Oh, yeah, and she makes a foot creak.
Yeah, and
She
I would
creaks on the
just
floor.
walked
Yeah, keep
outside.
walking. Yeah.
But
No,
like-
she was, brown hair.
He probably wouldn't have even gone to the guy's bedroom still for like a couple days
Yeah.
and been like, whoa.
No.
He wouldn't have gone just because he saw some chick.
Yeah, but also, maybe, like, I think he would have.
You
He'd
think
be like,
he'd have-
oh, yo, Keith. That was his name, right?
Did you get ass?
Yeah, Keith, bro. When's the last time you got ass? Was it when you murdered your wife?
Yeah.
See, but it was like Keith, the brother of Keith, the murderer.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be able to hang around my brother. I wouldn't be able to hang around you if you murdered Taylor.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it would be like you got out of jail, and then everybody would just be like, "Don't come around
really
here."
cannot believe you murdered her, dude.
Jeez,
What
thought
were
you
you thinking?
thought you really liked this girl.
And then all of a sudden, yay.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not bringing you groceries.
No.
You're dead to me.
No way.
If Taylor killed you, I think I get over it a little bit.
I'd hang out with her for sure.
Taylor. No, but-
What'd he do this time, Tay?
So
That
she
he
brings a
murdered him.
hammer. They're like, "Oh, a knife isn't really your style." It should have been, because when she started hitting this dude in the head with a hammer, it was terrible.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeesh.
me,
Oh yeah. You don't want to get that personal.
you're a bludgeoner.
Yeah. And
You
then
want to
she-
break some skulls.
she just bludgeons the guy.
Yeah, and it is bloody.
Mhm.
I mean,
She hated
granted,
that guy.
you give me a 24-ounce hammer, one swing,
You're dead.
decapitated.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy
I
ain't
probably
coming back
you
from
wouldn't
that.
even be recognized.
I would have shot the temple through the other side of the temple.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hitting nails in one swing.
Yeah, we're talking 16 pennies.
This ain't funny business. I woke up when I was a baby. Little toy hammer right beside me. That's how I started.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't want to get hit with the hammer by me.
No,
No way.
no, sir.
That east swing's going right through your noggin.
I do the thing with the little magnet. You know how you had the magnet so you can set a nail easier?
Yeah. You put
I'd
it on
magnet a
top.
nail and then just go sing.
Wow.
Maybe.
Oh, you're saying that's how you would kill someone?
I mean, if I had to do it with a
I
hammer,
thought you were saying you're using that now.
I think I have one.
Yeah.
I
Do you
have
ever
a
use
hammer.
the magnet piece?
It does not work as well as you would hope.
Yeah, no.
You can never set it right.
No, I just set with my fingies.
Yeah, but that still sucks too.
yeah.
You always gotta like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. So that was number 2. Number 3 comes shortly after because Keith's brother, the brother of a murderer, walks in. He's like, "Yo, Keith, you there? What's for dinner tonight?"
Yeah.
And then the girl's like, "Oh shit!" And the demon's like, "You got to kill this guy before he sees you."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "No, no, no." Thank goodness she does, because that's the only one that counted.
Yeah. The first guy didn't count because the demons were like, "Whoa, you can't murderers."
Like, that's our boy.
Yeah.
What
We
do you
like
do?
murderers. What do you do?
Did you not read the rules?
Yeah. Well, luckily she killed him before before 12. I was already thinking that
It's already 12.
I
Oh,
thought
really?
that they were not going to let the second guy count because I thought it was going to be after midnight.
Yeah. It was like 11:56. I feel like she had like 4 minutes left, and then she had this little brawl. I feel like
Yeah.
it was 12:03,
Ah, yeah.
but it wasn't. She
No.
did good enough. But
So-
they had like this little bout. I mean, if a girl's in my house with a hammer and it seems like she's trying to kill me, and I have a knife in my hand,
Oh, it would have been over.
there's no way. Like, this dude was like, he was
Yeah,
flailing
he
his
was
arms, she was
bad.
flailing her arms. He trips over himself at a time like this,
Yeah.
and then he just gets stabbed right in the heart.
This was Talisman circa 1926 when he called checking up on the status of the murders. That's what he called it. And I was like, I wonder if there's any reason for the 1926 year and this talisman existing. Like if there was some sort of serial killer around that
I'm
time.
sure there was a lot of stuff that happened in 1926, but I couldn't tell you. I'm not a history buff.
When was Jack the Ripper popping off?
I was thinking Jack the Ripper. I just couldn't think of his name.
I feel like he was probably in the 1800s though.
I just watched
But if it
Shanghai
was-
Night, which is just an absolute banger of a movie.
Yeah, great one.
What's
Shanghai
the-
Night, not Noon.
Shanghai. Which one's the first and which one's the second one?
The British one is Shanghai Night. That's the British one.
In Shanghai Night, Jackie Chan's got a hot sister, and she's like walking down the streets of Great Britain alone, and she
Mhm.
goes over this bridge, and this dude's like, "It's kind of dangerous for a little lady to be out here by himself," and it's Jack the Ripper, and she just clocks him, kills him. He falls over the bridge.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, I guess I didn't notice it the first time.
Jack
she
the Ripper
kills.
was 1888.
A little bit off.
Yeah.
This is Talisman 1888, the Ripper.
Yeah.
How many people did he kill?
Let me look up 1926 murderer. He killed a lot of prostitutes.
Killed a lot of
Murders.
prostitutes.
Yeah, he was big in the prostitute murds.
Oh, I thought we called those people vigilantes.
That's frigged.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that was a joke. We're just talking murder now. Oh, here's a question that I had when she like made the blood bond with the talisman.
Yeah.
What if she was like, and what I probably would have done is just put the domino back and then went home. And then the dude was like, shit. In 24 hours, there's going to be nuclear warfare, and I can't talk to this girl.
I don't know. It looked kind of cool, and you collect copper. I think you're definitely putting that in your backpack.
Ooh.
Check this cool little thing out.
Not when I saw like my blood like form into like all the crevices.
Was that her blood that colored
I think
that?
so. I'd be like, that's a blood bond.
I'm leaving that.
Bury it.
Yeah, I don't want that demon to follow me home.
Yeah.
So then she wants to kill the politician because
He's the worst of the worst.
Yeah. He's very anti-Indian immigration. At first, I was like, "Is this guy a demon?" Because he
had
was like,
Antichrist
Look
vibes.
me in my eyes.
Yeah. Oh, that was sketch.
Yeah.
No, but he was pretty much like, because he could tell this white girl just hated anybody.
I also thought he might have been the Antichrist because I thought the guy was like, "You can't kill him."
Rise to power fast, all that
Yeah,
type
yeah.
of stuff. Antichrist always does it, yada yada yada. But anyways, he's like, look me in my eyes, and like the girl looks up at him, and like he pretty much like says like, I don't like anybody but white people either. But he
Yeah.
just says it like a politician,
I don't say that because I don't have to.
because you know.
What I mean.
And I mean, this dude looks evil. His eyes look nuts.
Yeah, he
I feel like
looks
his
damn
pupils were
sketch.
dilated or something.
So, do I have your vote? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, this guy's a demon or something. But then she's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna kill him because she's like, show me his future. And he's like climbing the top. Everyone who's an immigrant's getting douched.
And the higher he goes up, the more he just starts saying exactly how he's feeling.
Yeah.
He's like, I hate him. And then it's like, kill everybody. And then there's robots and stuff. This dude, you did not want to start a future with this.
Oh yeah, it tossed in those dog robots.
Yeah.
Which was so weird. I guess
murder bots.
we invented those before the show brought those up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it seemed simultaneous. Because a show like the black and white one, do you remember that one when the dogs were chasing them? Those robot dogs are chasing people.
I'll tell you what, for our horseman game,
You want to do it now?
sure, but I'll just tell you, I wrote down stuff, and it's almost like
Did you look up the episodes?
I kind of remember this one. I read the
Yeah.
notes.
All right. Do you want heads or tails?
Heads.
You're first. All right. We're doing the 4 horsemen of Black Mirror episodes.
I'm gonna give you your first pick, and I'm just gonna take mine. That's also like one of my number ones. The USS Callister, the Star Trek one, where
The
the dude.
great one.
That's like one of my favorites.
That's one of the best ideas they came up with was cloning people and like making computer versions of them, but the computer versions have like thoughts and feelings and are just like the normal people, but people treat them like they're garbage.
Yeah.
And so it's like, wow, you can like murder these people and do whatever you want to them, trap them in a
Westworld.
box, and they will go nuts. Yeah.
Low-key West.
That's a great one. That was my number 2. I will go White Christmas with John Hamm, the one when
Yeah.
he's interviewing that guy and he's like, what are we doing here? And he gets him confess to a murder. It's a great episode. If I was going to tell someone to watch a show that they hadn't seen it, I wouldn't tell them to start at the top because that's the pig sex one.
Pig
And it's like
sex.
up there when I was looking at it. It was like best to
Number
worst.
one.
It was number
Yeah,
one.
like
I was
number
like, do I need to watch this episode again?
I don't remember it. I think at the end of it, I'm like, oh, this dude just banged a pig.
I was like, am I going to really continue watching this show?
that one is on my list, but I didn't even really. I don't remember most of these episodes.
Okay. Go with your second.
All right, so play test. This dude puts a little like scanner on his head. They show him his worst fear. It plays out for a whole hour, like the whole Black Mirror episode hour. And then at the end of it, it turns out that like right when they put the thing on his head, he immediately died.
Yeah.
So like a millisecond, but to him it felt like an eternity, and he was in a haunted house of his biggest fears.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
That was a good one. That was my number 4. I have Black Museum. This girl's
like that
yeah,
one.
she stops by like this roadside museum and he's showing her all these sketchy like inventions and stuff that they've come up with, and it's like flashbacks and stuff, and then you get to this last guy and I can't remember what his story was.
He murdered, I think her dad got like wrongfully accused of the murder that he had done. And then she like put him in the chair or something, and then put him in a little keychain.
He didn't do the murder, but he was the one punishing her dad for money. So she was like, well, now you're gonna be electrocuted for life.
And she put him in a keychain. She was like, you're gonna feel every single one of these. I
Yeah.
don't think you felt it the whole time, but she was like, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck for you.
So that was a good one.
All right, I'm gonna go with Entire History of You.
That's a good one.
It's
I
like
had
with
that
the
one on.
gray eyes, and you can rewind back to like memories and stuff.
The
and then,
eyes
like,
stuff they
mute.
do is like one of the other good things that they did, where you could watch everything, play it back,
Yeah.
pause people, block people. The blocking stuff is really
when
sketch.
it's like block, and then they're just
you're
like
blocked,
a gray block.
everyone's gray, and they're like, and
And
you're
it's
just like,
so
you're
yeah.
gray as well. Oof.
Oh, that would be terrible.
That make you become a murderer.
Absolutely. If I just saw gray blobs, I'd be like,
I'm gonna go a psycho killer.
yeah. I mean, I
Or
don't know.
murder yourself.
Yeah. It's oof. Everyone blocks you. I bet like that's how they do like crimes.
When that like one girl blocks the guy, I think it's in White Christmas. They have a kid together. Oh, that's why it's so dark. So they have a kid together, and he has this girlfriend, and she blocks him and runs away with their kid.
You
Oh,
can't
no.
find them.
She blocks him, and he falls her, and it turns out she had a kid, but she was blocked. And then he accidentally, like, the mom dies, and then he finds out that the kid was not his the whole time because it was like light skinned and he was a white guy.
Oh, and he finally saw.
Yeah, and then he was like freaking out. He couldn't do anything, and the grandpa was like, "You should leave," and he like accidentally killed him because he was like freaking out. And then he leaves, and the girl dies because he left this little girl there alone.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh wow. I
It was
don't even want that
dark.
on my list anymore. I mean,
That-
great episode for Black Mirror, but
It was
geez Louise.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
So that's what he had to confess to. John Hamm got it out of him. Okay,
What?
I did.
Wait,
That was my
White
first episode.
Christmas?
That was White Christmas.
Oh, I thought you were describing the one I just did, Entire History of You.
No, that one's the one when his girlfriend also cheats on him, and he's like, he could see them flirting, and he would be like, "Oh, play it back," and he would be like, "See,
Showing her.
look what you guys did there. Why are you laughing at his jokes and you
Yeah,
don't laugh at
yeah.
my jokes?"
Oh,
But he caught her, and she was cheating, and
Yeah.
then he like went to the guy she was cheating with house, and he had a whole library of times they had done it, and the guy
Yeah.
tried to delete it really quick, and he's like, "No, go back to that," and then he had to watch them cheat, and then I think his daughter also ended up being the guy
jeez Louise.
because he's like, whoa, is this kid mine? Because you guys did it around this time. I
wow.
could see on the date.
Seems like very similar episodes.
They're completely different.
Okay.
But they did cheat and they did have kids that were not theirs. Okay, I'm gonna go with White Bear.
Oh, that was my next one.
It's the murderer, and she's being chased the whole episode. She has no idea where she's at, what's going on. People are chasing her with guns, and they're chasing her everywhere. And at the very end, she like runs out, and she's on this stage, and everybody's clapping. And she's freaking out the whole time. And it turned out that she was a murderer, and she like murdered some little kid. And this is how they punished you, was like
And
this.
then she restarts it.
This restarts every day, and they
Yeah.
block her memory, and then they chase her around and
Seems
torture her.
exhausting for like the actors.
Whew.
And
She should be in great shape.
Yeah, true. All right. 15 million merits. You watched ads. It's the dude from Get Out.
Yeah.
And then he had like an opportunity to get famous or something.
Yeah.
They're like watching ads for like 15 minutes of fame.
And he used his merits to buy a girl that he liked the opportunity to go on America's Got Talent, basically.
And she douched.
She
She
did
got really
okay, but
famous.
they were like, you would be better at porn. And then
Oh, and he had to watch the porn ad
Yeah.
of her, the girl
who he was in love with.
Yeah.
And then he got enough merits to go on America's Got Talent himself.
And he was
when
like,
he got
"F
in there,
all of
he was
y'all."
like, I'm going to kill myself. And they're like, whoa, say your piece. And he was like, this is BS, blah, blah, blah. And he gives this whole spiel about like why it's so. And then at the end, everyone goes nuts and claps. And then he gets his own TV show doing the thing every single day.
Oh my gosh. Torture.
Good episode, though.
Yeah.
And he became rich and stuff.
I'll do it this time, I swear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Nosedive. That's the one where you have your social media score like above your head the whole time. Whenever you see someone and interact with them, you like your interaction.
oof.
Oof, it's dark and
Oh.
like you can see it in real life with people and like how much their likes and followers matter. That one was good.
Yeah,
And then the
no,
girl
you got
becomes
like a 72.
the what?
It's like you got like a 72 score.
Yeah,
like,
and
you're
like
not allowed at this
the
coffee
popular
shop.
people. You're like, I'll like you.
Yeah.
and then
yeah,
she-
they're at like a wedding or something.
She needed you instead of like a credit score, you had to have a popularity score to like rent an apartment in a nice area.
Yeah.
And she was like a couple points away, and her friend was really popular. So if she had popular people upvote her, she would get a lot of upvotes. And so she was like, I got to get to my friend's wedding. Her friend makes her the maid of honor because having a middle tier person would look good for her friend to get upvotes as well.
win-win.
Because, win-win. She has her, but then the girl just blows
Embarrasses
it.
herself, I
Embarrasses.
remember.
She gets downvoted to like a 4.
Oof.
And she can't do anything anymore.
That's
Your whole
crazy.
life, like you can't get a job, you can't rent a car, whatever she needed, she was screwed.
That's tough.
That was a good episode.
All right, that's the 8.
That was it. That was 4.
Yeah, my last one is Dude Bangs a Pig. I don't even remember what it was about.
Yeah,
but I
dude,
know
bangs
Governor
pig.
bangs
That's the
pig
first
at the end.
episode ever. Some other
That's
good ones I
insane that it
have.
got popular after
Beyond the Sea was my next one, so that's the first one from this season that made the list.
that. Yeah, they all made the list.
Space one. What do you mean?
I like Google search like most popular Black Mirror episodes ranked, and then like you kept scrolling down, and like they were surprisingly like the one with the documentary one that we watched this season, that was pretty high up.
Yeah. I think
considering-
maybe because they haven't got enough votes yet or something, because they weren't great.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think that one was good. Hated in the Nation was a good one. It was about like cyberbullying and then this murdering bee type thing.
Don't remember that.
What about Archangel? That's the one when this kid goes missing and then the mom puts like a tracker and she can watch the kid's eyes on her iPad.
Oh, I think
And
it's
then-
messed up.
Oh yeah, because the kid grows up and she kind of gets away from using the iPad, but she loses her, and then she looks and the kid's doing like drugs and like having sex, and the mom's watching. So,
Yeah,
sh-
I remember that. You know what's funny that you bring that up? So Netflix, like, I don't know if it's just like this season or sometimes, but sometimes I'm looking at like unless it's like just watch the next episode, press
Yeah.
A. But like sometimes I'm like scrolling through the seasons and I'm like, which one am I even on?
This one is in reverse.
It's all
like
so confusing.
yeah, this one's freaked up. I've been noticing that watching this season of Black Mirror. It's like season 6, episodes 1's at the top. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, 4, 3,
And
2,
then
1.
it goes, I think season 5, 1. So it's like, normally it would go season 5, 5, and then the one of the next one. It's terrible. Whatever they're doing, I'm like, I have
It's like
to
they're trying to mess
scroll
with my head.
Yeah. F Netflix, man.
I watched
We are
10 minutes of
done.
Archangel before the little girl gets to the playground and gets lost. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, wait a second. Like, it all started to click again. I'm like, I've seen this shit. Thank
I had-
goodness. If I'd have watched 30 minutes, I would have been like, anyway, so some girl gets kidnapped.
Yeah, you text me. So it's Demon 97, right? And I was like, yeah.
I was
I
like,
knew you
dude,
were having problems.
I had some issues with the whole Netflix itch.
I only had 2 more on my honorable mentions. Hang the DJ. It was like
I
an
remember that one.
internet dating one where you would like your mind would internet date and they would set you up with someone and then you would just be with her. And so they were like in this thing internet dating and this guy and this girl kept on like linking up, but they were like, no, that's not who you're supposed to be with. Y'all aren't a match. But in like 10,000 different scenarios, they always ended up with each other. So they end up in real life, they get together.
Oh,
because
that's
of that.
lovely.
And it was intentional. That's how it was set up. So it's supposed to be like to where you're like whoever you keep getting with in 10,000 different situations.
Oh, so like they were like, no, you're not supposed to be with her. And then they keep linking up, fortifying this idea that
Yeah.
we're soulmates.
And they did like, Doctor
Ugh.
Strange. Like
Yeah.
how many ways did you see? 10,000. How many did we end up together?
Yeah.
9,999. Basically like that.
Wow.
And then the last one I had was Shut Up and Dance. It was that kid who you first think that he's just got caught J&O on his laptop video camera. And then this guy's like, hey, I know what you did. You're going to have
Ooh,
to
that
rob this
one's
bank.
F.
Yes, it's gross, but it's good.
Yeah,
And
he's
so
like, he
he would-
catches a lot of people.
He would catch people and be like, make them do stuff or else he would tell on them.
Yeah.
Now, the whole time you think the kid was just like J&O,
And then
but
he
turns
ends
out
up
at the
being
end,
sick
he
F.
was looking at kiddie porn.
Ugh,
Yeah.
it's fucking. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, but it deserved it.
Yeah. Wow.
Deserving.
Anyway,
If Black Mirror needs some more ideas since they've run out of the sci-fi stuff. Here's one. How about Teslas all turn against us? They start driving people off of mountains.
that'd be tight.
Yeah. Or in another situation where we take our bodies and turn them more mechanical, kind of like Anakin Skywalker. You lose a leg, they give you a metal one. That way you're super jacked and you don't
Mech.
get tired,
Yeah.
And then someone logs into the mainframe of all the
Uses your limbs. For
yes,
evil.
turns you into a murderer.
Wow, that would be a good one.
There you go.
That made me think of one where they're like, oh, I don't really want to get uploaded yet. Like and they get really old and then they get uploaded and then they just live out like on a beach or something.
That's
like,
Chris's favorite one.
Yeah.
Resby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what was it called? It was a good one. San Hosanna.
San Hosanna.
San Hosanna. San Janabino.
Something along those lines for sure.
That's a good one too. Could have made the list.
Did we talk about the whole episode?
So then she goes to try and kill the politician. She runs him off the road.
So there's like this scene, it's like Fast and Furious, where they're all trying to beat this train, but it's a 1979 train, so you pretty much have like 5 minutes.
You got
before
all
the
day,
gates go down.
Chief.
Yeah, you were fine.
Yeah.
That dude could have even gone. He's like, damn it, the gate. Like, there's a murderer right in front of you. Just run the gates.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you would have made it. I thought the train was going to be like, they were all three going to stop at the train. She was gonna ramrod
into
him,
it.
push him into the train. He dies. He arrests her. I would have
Yeah.
liked the politician to die,
Yeah. I mean, he was a bad dude.
but he even just died. He got nuked.
Yeah, but I mean, he got creamed with the car and then creamed with a hammer, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, no,
how
no,
good
he
were
never got hit with the
seatbelts
hammer.
then? I thought he got hit twice with the hammer. I'm like, how is this guy still? Oh,
Did she beat him with a hammer?
She swung a couple times. I don't know if he like blocked it or what, but
So anyway, she runs him off the road. He gets out of his car. She may or may not have hit him with a hammer, but then the cop pulls up, stops her. She's like, "I have to do this, or else the world will end." And then he's like, "We got to go. We got to go to jail. I'm sorry." You could tell he thought he was a bad dude too. He's
oh
like,
really?
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't let you do that." But you could tell the cop was like, "This politician's not a good dude, but I can't just let you murder him." So then he takes her back to the stage, and they're interviewing her, and they take out her talisman, and it turns out to be a domino.
Sketch.
And
That's
you're
when you
like,
start
"Oh
thinking,
no!"
she's a little nut job.
And they definitely make it look like she's nuts. And then the clock strikes midnight, and it doesn't immediately pop off. So you're like, "Oh god, she was really nuts."
Then you just start hearing sirens, nukes going off. The demon pops up. It's that dude dressed in a feather coat, and he goes,
says,
"Hey, you want to just head to the worst place in the world with me?
"You want to go to this vacuum where no one else sees you? Like, what do you
We'll
do
just-
in the vacuum?
We'll
Do
just
they
float
just
around.
float around?"
Maybe hold hands so that we don't get separated, and then we just end up spending eternity alone still."
Nah, man, I'm not gonna go to the vacuum
I'm
with
okay.
you. I'm gonna test my luck, see
Oh,
if maybe
there.
God will give me a
Hey,
forgiveness chip when I tell him that,
you guys did this to me.
I had to kill everyone to try and save everyone.
Yeah, it was a tough. I was put in a tough spot, God.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, Nita, I wouldn't have done it.
I'm just that guy.
I
I'm
probably
just
would have
nicer.
just quit my job, seen how the next 3 days go.
I think you
Yeah.
only get one day.
Oh, you think that it would have popped
Oh,
off
it's a
immediately?
timer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't hit that midnight.
Okay,
timer.
then yeah, I would have probably I would have just prayed.
Yep. And then hope. I mean, I would have gone far away from the city. Maybe gone to like Lake Wadawi or something.
You think that would help? I mean, it sounded like it was Armageddon.
Yeah, but I mean, not
There might be a
everybody.
chance people live.
Everybody. I mean, nobody. The human race never gets completely.
Yeah, we're like cockroaches.
Yeah. Somebody stays in there.
Yeah, might as well be me.
Yeah, and then the whole thing restarts.
Yeah, so I'd rather not be the murderer. Just let the demons murder people through nuclear holocaust.
That's what they gotta do.
That's what they gotta do.
All right.
Good soda. Okay, soda, Black Mirror. Great soda, the
Great
pod.
pod. All right.
Movie night. Movie night. Movie night. Ain't no doubt we about to watch one. Movie night. Turn it on. Gotta get it started. Let's watch a movie tonight. 'Cause movie nights are always the best of times. Got to keep on watching